Welcome. We are talking all things magnesium today. And the reason that we're soaking in magnesium is to achieve cell saturation. By achieving cell saturation, you've given your body in the interstitial spaces enough magnesium that your body has access to what it needs for the organs. Now, one of the things that happens when you have enough magnesium in that interstitial space is you can regulate your nervous system with more ease. And you don't have to work as hard on that nervous system. And over the weekend, I had the funniest conversation I want to share with you before we get into muscles and lactic acid and pyruvate and all of those things, because that's what our focus is. But I did want to share this little tidbit. And Shelley, would you go ahead and post that resource that I sent over to you? Shelley will post that in the comment section for us, because regulating your nervous system decreases your magnesium burn rate. And it's not about just soaking in magnesium. Well, you can. I'm someone who I don't want to spend all my time doing things to be healthy. I want to do it quickly and efficiently and be healthy and do all the fun things in life. And when our nervous system is regulated, we hold on to magnesium more efficiently. And it's like this catch-22, because when you're low in magnesium, it's harder to regulate your nervous system. And regulating your nervous system increases vagal nerve tone, how you respond to things, your ability to experience joy, your ability to be present is in part determined and dictated by your vagal nerve tone. I want to flood my body with magnesium and have created a magnesium-rich environment, and it has helped me to regulate my nervous system. As someone who was dysregulated for years and didn't realize that I was dysregulated, I remind my body and help my body to stay in regulation. And the other day, I was having this conversation, and someone had a Q-tip and they had put it in their ear. And please know that's not a good thing to do. But I know a lot of people who have done it. And if you have, I want you to think, did it feel good? When you had that Q-tip in your ear? And we know it's like it says on the package, do not put it in the ear, because it pushes wax back into the ear canal and can cause problems. If you've ever done that, for many people, it can just, feel so good. Well, you've activated a part of the branch of your vagal nerve, and it's soothing to you. And that can be an indication that you might stay in fight or flight quite often. Oh, thank you so much, Mary. Sending love back to you too. That can be an indication that you're stuck in fight or flight, because when you have that, it feels so good, that vagal nerve tone is calming down when you do that Q-tip. Now, because, and please remember, I'm not a doctor, I'm not diagnosing, I'm not prescribing. You and I are just talking and sharing, especially my passion of magnesium. Specifically today, we're going to be talking about this magnesium muscle cream and what it does for you. Before we jump into that, let's go finish, though, the topic of vagal nerve tone in your ear and Q-tips, and how it can be an indication, and I'm not telling you that you are, it can be an indication if you get that relaxation, you feel your shoulders drop, your breathing changes, then that's fight or flight. Your body doesn't heal in fight or flight. That means you have a high magnesium burn rate. That means soaking, when you have a high magnesium burn rate, that means that you have to do a lot of soaking. And I want to help you do less soaking and regulate your nervous system and soak and use the product more efficiently so that you're out there feeling good, and you've created this magnesium rich environment. That's my goal. That's the whole principle and drive behind the company. And so, one thing that you can do to activate that vagal nerve branch that you're hitting in your ear is just take your finger and put it in your ear and just wiggle it back and forth. And you can do that. Boy, if somebody hops on right now, I always wonder what do they think? This woman that's got her fingers stuck in her ears. But just, oh, if you can. Mm. And that activates that vagal nerve tone. I have asked Shelly to, um, I texted her a YouTube video that talks about vagal nerve tone, and it's an exercise for your vagal nerve. This last weekend, I had all last week, I guess. I've lost some days. This last week, I had a loved one in the hospital, and it was intense. And I was activated. I went into fight or flight, and so my magnesium burn rate went up. And I did have my magnesium with me, and yes, I soaked while I was bedside with someone that I loved in the hospital. I wanted to make sure that I was hitting it with several layers because I went into fight or flight with the situation that we were in. I was burning through more magnesium, and I did soak in magnesium. I take a spray bottle with me. I have it in my car, in my go bag. I always have the spray bottle with me. And so I ran back out to the car and was able to grab it and soak in magnesium. I also sprayed it on. This is the same thing that's in here. It's just a different application. And so you can use the spray bottle to spray it on, but I knew I needed more. And so I took a quarter cup of this and poured it in a bowl and soaked while I was there. I wanted to add another layer, and adding that other layer helped me to bring myself out of fight or flight so that my magnesium burn rate was dropping instead of me chasing magnesium levels. By doing both functions, I was able to really have some really calm moments and pick up cues from my body that I was staying in a more regulated state versus that fight or flight. And for me, I go to freeze. And that happened to me the first day that I was there. It was almost like I was stuck and I couldn't move. And I didn't want to move for fear that, and it was a fear, so it wasn't true, but I thought if I leave, something bad will happen. I have to stay here so I can be in control. And in reality, I had no control of the situation, none whatsoever. The only thing I had control of was the way that I was breathing and my breathing exercises and my vagal nerve exercises. I've actually, for the last year and a half-ish, maybe 2 years, I've worked with a vagal nerve coach. And so I've been just learning different tools that I can use. I did want to give you a resource though. And if you're someone that is feeling stressed out with the state of the world and things that are happening that are out of our control, or maybe you're like me and you have a loved one that you're very concerned about, or I don't know, job, there's so many different things. Managing your vagal nerve tone will help you hold on to your magnesium. And when you're holding on to your magnesium and when you're creating that interstitial space, that's when we're achieving cell saturation and giving our body the magnesium that it needs to balance calcium in the cells. Now, I want to introduce something to you. Oh, oh my gosh, this is my number one requested product that people have wanted over the years. We have the muscle cream in the jar. Oh, I don't have it here in front of me. Have the muscle cream in the jar. This is the exact same product, but It's in a tube, and you can fly with it. When you go to the gym, a lot of gyms do not allow glass in their gym for safety reasons, and people have wanted, especially those who go to the gym are usually the ones who are requesting this. This is 3.4 ounces of our muscle cream. I keep this in my purse. I'm a big purse. Like, I always have a big purse. Those people who carry small ones, I cannot even relate. But I always have this in my purse. And I was so grateful that I did, because it served two functions for me. And I want to share with you why as we talk about regulating our nervous system during hard times. And it was a really hard week for me last week. I'm good. I'm good for those of you that have reached out and sent support and prayers and love. I so appreciate it. I am good. My family is good. It was hard, and there's still some hard. And I don't want to go to that place where I feel stuck, where I feel like I can't move, where the fear has overtaken me. Because when I'm in that place, I am not loving or lifting the people around me. I'm not holding their potential. I am not being the person that I want to be. And so let me share with you how I use this muscle cream. And this is on the website. Some of you found it last week. And I was like, oh my gosh, what are all the sales? And you guys found this before I even talked about it. Anyway, I'm just so excited. And it looks so pretty. They did such a great job printing on the tube. I'm just really pleased with how it turned out. And one of the things, I used this to get magnesium in my shoulders, right? They were tight. And I found myself doing this. And so I wanted to break that pattern. I used a little brush that I have in my purse, and I just lightly would knock my shoulders like this to break up that physical pattern that I have of doing this when I'm worried, concerned, scared, frightened. And I also use the muscle cream. Now, the muscle cream has menthol and it has wintergreen. If you don't like wintergreen, this is not for you. I adore wintergreen, and it is really good for your muscles also. We'll talk about that a little later. The scent of this cream I started using even when I wasn't putting it here. I would just open it up. Oh, you don't even have to squeeze it up to get the scent. It's got the menthol, it's got spearmint, it's got wintergreen. It's one of my favorite scents. When we go into that place of fear or fight or flight, or our body, or we just can't think of what to do next, we can disconnect from our body. And when we disconnect from our body, we're burning through more magnesium. And just opening this up and smelling it, taking that deep breath, oxygenating my body, getting that scent, this is one of my favorite scents, would actually help me stay connected. And when I was staying connected, I was breathing deeper. I wasn't all tight. And so I could sit there. I was so grateful Murray Hospital had a little side bed I could be on, so I could sit, create my little space, and just help my body remember not to go into that fight or flight. And that's before I've even used the product. And I love it because I can throw it in my purse. I don't have to worry about breakage. The beautiful thing, we had to work with the size of the opening. The beautiful thing about this is we didn't have to change the consistency at all of the muscle cream for the tube, because sometimes when you put it in a different application, you have to change the formulation, but we didn't have to. And I'm really glad about that because I love this. Now, let's talk about magnesium and your muscles. Miley or mile. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I hope one of those is correct. Sometimes you don't have the time or energy to do the foot soak. I completely understand. Do you have something that is just as good without soaking? No, but I do have a plan B. One of my core principles with my health crash 25 years ago that left me seizures, wheelchair, tubes, all those things that helped me get to where I am today. I woke up this morning with energy. 5 o'clock, my alarm didn't go off. I was ready to get up and go, even after an incredibly grueling week last week. And one of the things that I learned for me that has made the biggest difference is imperfect action can create optimal health. And I always thought I had to do it perfectly. Like I had, oh, I need magnesium. Well, I have to soak. Well, maybe you don't have that 20 minutes to soak. And so I would just walk away. Oh, I don't have time for that. Can't even do that. Now I go to plan B. And if you don't have time for the optimized, life is hitting you hard, you don't have that 20 minutes that you can do. We do need to get creative. I tend to soak when I'm working on a computer or when I'm writing cards. When I'm sitting down doing other things is when I tend to soak. I just have a towel and a bowl in different places that I'm at a lot. So it's really easy for me to soak. Even with that system set up, sometimes I'm with you and I don't have time. The next best solution is the spray. That's going to give you the most. Now, it's not going to give you as much as soaking does, but this is the next best option. I carry this in my purse, in my car, and my go bag at my computer desk are the places that I have the spray. Last week in the hospital with a loved one, I had this with me. And I was so grateful for it because of the stress of what was happening. My magnesium burn rate was going up, and I need to stay optimized and healthy to make sure I'm doing everything I can to take care of myself, to do and show up for those people that I love. So this and this, I always tell people buy however many bottles you want of this, and then just refill with this because it's the same product, different application. But in the difference of the application, soaking gives you more than spraying does, but spraying is the next best option. I hope that helped give you some options. So let's go into a lot of women that I work with are focused on their bones and their bone density. And bone density is incredibly important to them. If you are someone like myself, that wants to make sure that your bones are strong, lifting weights is for me. Again, I'm not saying for you, but for me has been one of the most powerful tools that I have to increase my bones. And I was diagnosed with osteoporosis and no longer have osteoporosis. My bone density scan, the comparison, I am no longer someone that has osteoporosis. And so this is a topic I'm incredibly passionate about and want you to recognize that even if you have issues now, if you'll stick with it, it doesn't change overnight. It doesn't change in 3 months, but you can turn it around. But you have to take those action steps. Oh, great question. Oh gosh, I need to unhushablius, I think is how you say that. Welcome. Soft tissue areas, the very best being the bottom of your feet. Dr. Daniel is the world premier magnesium researcher. He's a surgeon who recognized that some of his clients, the reason that they weren't healing was because they didn't have enough magnesium in their bodies. And when he got into that surgery, he could tell that they didn't. And so he has become the top researcher. For those of you that joined me for the 30-day challenge, you will receive an invite to a presentation with him. I'm so excited about that. He was the one who updated the scientific community that yes, transdermal magnesium can be taken through the skin, and it's coming in through the sweat glands. Your feet have the most sweat glands of any area of your body. And so spraying it on your feet will give you the most benefit when you're spraying and soaking also. Soft tissue is next. So bottom of feet is first, and then soft tissue inside of thigh, underarm, over belly would be the places that absorb the most. Oh my gosh, I love that, Jessica, that you and your husband soak at night after the kids are in bed, put on an episode of your favorite show. Okay, right now, I need some shows. And I would love, put your favorite show in the comment section. Put your favorite show in the comment section because I'm needing something. Sometimes I just need something else to think about. And I would love anything that you've watched together with your husband, Jessica. We soak while scrolling. Love the new magnesium cream option. We love that cream, Jessica. I am with you. I love this cream. I love it so much. And I'm so excited. And this has been the number one thing people have asked me. Please, 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 Kristen, I'm traveling or I'm going to the gym. Please. And boom, it's here. It's here after a very long time. It's here. It's here. And we're so excited to be able to share that with you. Can magnesium soak help with knee arthritis? Nancy, I want to make sure that this, because it's a yes and no type of answer. And number one, I want to make sure that you know that I'm not a doctor. I'm not diagnosing or prescribing. I'm sharing with you what has helped me with my arthritis. I was diagnosed with arthritis in my late teenage years, and magnesium, when you've created a magnesium-rich environment, magnesium decreases inflammation. When you're experiencing arthritis, it's an increase of inflammation. And so magnesium is the first gateway that crashed for you to experience arthritis. For some people, soaking in magnesium will completely take it away. For others, it's a layer, but they still have other layers that need to be added. Magnesium has been shown to decrease inflammation levels. When you have lower inflammation, you have less arthritis flares, no matter the type, whether it's rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, gout is a type of arthritis. No matter the type of arthritis that you have, lowering your inflammation reduces your flares. When we soak in magnesium and we fill the interstitial spaces, studies show that we reduce our inflammation levels. And so I hope that that gives you some clarity. Oh, Darcy, waving hello. My gosh, I love your hair. It's so cute. I want to scroll in on that picture. Darcy, thank you so much for that kind comment about our products. They mean a lot to my family and I, the products that we have. And so when someone else recognizes, it just is a feel good to me. So thank you. How do you know if you're reaching cell saturation? Darcy, this is such a great question. And there's two pathways. And there is not one pathway that's better than the other pathway. It's the best pathway is the one that works for you. That's the best pathway. When I first started soaking in magnesium 25 years ago, and recognized, made some lip balm, and recognized that it was making such a difference in my health. I didn't understand about cell saturation and interstitial spaces and activating enzymes. I didn't know any of that. You can go by how you feel. And that's how I used to do it. Just like, oh, my back is hurting again. or, oh, my shoulders are tight again, or, oh, I'm not sleeping as well, or, oh, my leg's cramping. And so I would soak in magnesium, and you can absolutely do it that way. As I started learning more about magnesium and seeing the difference it made in other people's lives, I wanted to know more. And I started really studying cell saturation and how to be tested and did it make a difference. And I'm so grateful that I went with my gut, because now Dr. Daniel has shown that your magnesium cell saturation level matches your interstitial levels. And those two things go hand in hand. And once we get the interstitial levels up, that's when your body has the access to magnesium. And you can have that tested. I like to use walk-in labs. You go online, and Shelly, would you throw that link up? Oh, she already has. She's so on top of it. I like to go to walk-in labs before you purchase the test. It runs about $50. Look for coupon codes from walk-in labs. They always have a coupon code, almost. When you buy the test, it's good for 6 months. And so if they run a sale, or if I have a good coupon code and I'm wanting to test more than once, I will buy more than one. But remember, they do expire. So you'll go online, and the first thing you need to do is make sure that when you're putting that you're checking to see if there's a lab around you. Sometimes there's not, and it's too far away for you to get to. Here in Logan, I have to go to Ogden. In Morro, well, I shouldn't even say that anymore because our house closed in Morro Bay, so I'm no longer a Morro Bay resident. Anyway, when we did live in Morro Bay, there was numerous, very, very close to us, within minutes. And some people at 6 hours away. It depends where you live. So test and put your zip code in to make sure there's a lab around you. You buy the test online, you then go to the lab, they draw the blood, they'll upload your results. Now, I want 6.3. That is cell saturation. That is the gold standard. They dropped it only because nobody was reaching the gold standard. I'm not dropping my health because someone else doesn't value theirs in maintaining their magnesium levels. I still go by 6.3 or above. And remember, it's the magnesium red blood cell test, not the serum test. We want to make sure that we're differentiating between those two. And there is also, and Shelly, I didn't ask for this link beforehand, but if you could find it, it would be so helpful. Sarah helped me. People were coming in going, well, mine says I'm at 2.1, and the test was coming back in different measurements. And so on the blog, Sarah was the one who did the math, and she shared it with me, and I asked her, and I put that on the blog so that if your numbers are different than 6.3 or 5.0, it could be that we're talking different units of measure. But you do need to make sure it's a magnesium red blood cell, not a serum. Most Western medical doctors do not test for magnesium red blood cell. It is starting to happen with the validity of the test being proven. It's a very small percentage, though, that have added that new test and are sharing that with patients. The cool thing is you can go to walk-in labs and buy it yourself, and it's a beautiful thing. Oh my gosh, Jessica, I love this. Okay, I am going to share all of those with my husband, and we're going to pick one and watch together. The name of the lab off the top of my head. Is it LabCorp? Because it's different in Ogden than it is in Morrow, and it's been a while since I've been to the Ogden one. I believe it's LabCorp, but there's a big margin of error there, Darcy, on that one. Oh, hello from Emmett, Idaho. Oh, that is such a great question, Sherry, and I'm so glad you asked this. Why do my heels dry out and crack when I'm soaking? I have a philosophy. Magnesium shines the light on what your body needs if you'll stop and listen and understand the communication. And so far, 100% of the time, and again, I'm not diagnosing, I'm sharing with you for you to make the best decision for you, is what that is your body's omega-3 fatty acid profile is imbalanced. And when your omega-3 fatty acid profile is imbalanced, your hormones are not optimized. And so it's not only helping you see this is the next step, it's showing you this is the crack in my foundation, and it's giving me a map to what I need to do next. And getting omega-3s in through foods, omega-3 rich foods. I am a salmon person. I do a lot of wild caught salmon. I also take an omega-3 fatty acid supplement through cod liver oil. Shelly, if you would throw up the cod liver that I love, it does go in and out of stock because of their quality, and they won't compromise. And as a small business who goes out of stock of things, because I won't compromise on the quality, for example, the desiccated liver, we don't always have access to this because I won't compromise on the quality. And right now we have this. Desiccated liver is the most beautiful cofactor balance of the nutrients that you need in here that are in here optimize your magnesium levels. And so the fat soluble, the water soluble nutrients in desiccated liver, this is such a powerful combination. And sometimes we go out of stock of this. And droppy cod liver, the same thing happens. Sometimes they go out of stock. It's not to mess up your life. It's because they won't compromise on their quality. And I, for one, as a consumer, appreciate that, especially with the compromised supply chains ever since 2020 that have still not straightened out. The supply chain issue has still not gotten back to what it was since 2020. And I want optimized nutrition. And when you add the desiccated liver along with the magnesium, this helps you uptake and utilize this and helps that vagal nerve tone. Okay, let's see. There was a question there, but as questions come in, I missed it. And let me pop over on Instagram. Oh, I love this. Okay. Sometimes on the names I don't. Anyway, okay. This one's coming in from Instagram. Please remind me what you recommend we add to the soaking bowl when we have hard water. Is it baking soda? I can't remember. There are two options that you can do if you know that you have hard water. The first one that I would go to is a pinch of boron, just a little pinch of boron that you can get in 20 mule team. Just a pinch of that will change the pH of your water. And it's not that you're uptaking the boron, you're changing the pH of the water so that you can utilize the magnesium. Boron is one that's very hard because of the molecular structure of boron. It's very hard to get through your skin. You get minuscule amounts through your skin. But when you put boron and magnesium soaking water, it's changing the pH to help you utilize the magnesium. And sometimes there's confusion on that because I'm someone who takes boron orally to decrease inflammation. And so a lot of times people will think, oh, I'm putting that in my water. But again, the application and the pathway make a difference. This and this are the same thing, but the application and the pathway make a difference. This one gets you to cell saturation. This one can support cell saturation, but can't get you there. And so understanding that pathways and applications make a difference in the products that you're using is an important part of building that relationship. I think it's very important that we build a relationship. Before we go, we're coming to the end of our time together. I want to make sure, though, that we're talking about muscle recovery and bone health. Bone density. One of the most powerful tools that helped me rebuild my bones was magnesium and lifting weights. When we lift weights, if we don't have enough magnesium, we're not getting the full benefits. And so one of the things that happens is magnesium regulates muscle contraction. It's a huge layer of calcium and magnesium. We know that they work together, and most of us are calcium dominant, and so we don't have enough magnesium to help regulate that contraction and relaxation of the muscle. The more magnesium we have, the more effective our workout is. The other one is magnesium determines the calcium in your cells. And when we're working out, we're breaking down muscle. We're doing micro tears of the muscle. And we want the correct level of calcium in our cells. By soaking in magnesium and achieving interstitial levels, that helps also with the calcium. Now, when you're working out, you're burning through more energy because you're breaking down that muscle. You're using more magnesium while you work out. And so using muscle cream pre and post workout is my favorite because you're giving your body what it needs to heal the micro tears and build that muscle stronger. And we know that when we have stronger muscles, we have better fluidity in our body. Strong muscles help everything to work better. During the workout process, we build up lactic acid, and that lactic acid makes you sore. And when you don't have enough magnesium, your body cannot convert the lactic acid to pyruvate. And when you don't have enough magnesium, then you're staying stuck in lactic acid, and your workout's causing you to be sore longer than you should be. Now, we want that process happening. We just want enough magnesium to be able to make that conversion so that our body has the magnesium to convert the lactic acid. I always do pre and post workout on my muscles with the magnesium muscle cream. And now we have it in this container, and it's so easy, portable, throw it. I keep one in my gym bag, keep one in my purse, so that I have access to it pre and post workout. The other thing is, when we've got those micro tears in our muscles, we want the muscle rebuilding, right? We're tearing the muscle down to build the muscle up. The micro tears use more magnesium to repair themselves. If you don't have enough magnesium, that workout that you just did, you're not getting full benefit. I am one that I want minimum input for maximum output. And when I'm doing my workouts, when I'm lifting weights, I want to make sure my body has enough magnesium. The way I do that is through soaking and using the magnesium muscle cream pre and post workout to give that like spot on, right on the muscle, right on my calves, right on those muscles that I've worked out, so that I know that they have enough magnesium to optimize the workout and the time that I just put in to create optimal health. And it's on the website right now. We have we've just been getting lots of things done. We had some setbacks. Let me go through my purse here. And I want to share with you. Oh my gosh, I'm like the total bag queen. I have more bags in my purse and headphones for when I'll listen to a book when I'm working, or listen to brown noise. Do you ever listen to brown noise when you work? My traveler's journal. I'm looking for something specifically. I found it. Okay, I carry tons of stuff, but if you're ever with me and you need something, I probably got it in my purse. My kids will be like, Mom, pull out one of your bags. Have you got blah, blah, blah. Okay. This new product, well, not really new product, just new application of the tube is on the website right now. About a week ago, it went up. Just with everything that happened in my life, I didn't get to talk about it. A lot of you found it and started ordering it because you've already used our muscle cream and have a track record with our muscle cream, and you've been wanting it portable. This is on the website right now. Shelly, could you throw that link up, please, directly to the muscle cream? I would be so grateful to you. And this also goes on planes. I know when I fly, I'm excited now. Instead of having to decant it in a smaller little bottle, I can just throw this in my travel bag, which, by the way, I got a new one. Maybe on Instagram, I'll talk about my new travel bag that I'm in love with. But we have another product. This one is going live. It's all made, it's all produced. It's going live on the website today. I don't know if the pictures will be up today, so I'll show you. This is our cocoa and cream lotion. And if any of you have ever used our lip balm, let's see, right there. This is our cocoa and cream lip balm. This is in incredibly limited supplies. So basically, a couple times a year, we bring back some things that my daughter and I love, and she made this. And when this is out, it's out until next year. We usually bring this out around Valentine's Day. It's not that you have to use it for Valentine's Day, but it's chocolate. I love the color of the bottle. It does make a great little Valentine's gift. If you're someone that likes to do little Valentine's bags, I love Valentine's. It's one of my favorite holidays because there's no pressure. Nobody has these massive expectations for Valentine's like other holidays. And it's just so fun to delight someone with a little bag and say, thank you for being a part of my life. And I realized this last week, sitting in the hospital and just wondering, what's going to happen, and, taking time and reflecting. I want to make sure that I am communicating to people that I love that I'm grateful for them in my life, that they've made a difference, that they've impacted me. And sometimes what someone else does, they don't realize the impact they had on you personally. And so I love having little tokens that I can share with people, and a little note, a cute little bag. I'll get on Instagram and share how I'm wrapping up my little Valentine's bags this year. I enjoy doing them for my daughter's friends, just to say thank you. Friend base is powerful. Anyway, so these are about to go on the site, and they are very limited, like very limited supply. This is a little side thing that we do because we love it. And our main focus at the warehouse is this, and making sure that we stay in stock with products that have magnesium. These we love. The Cocoa Absolute in this lotion. Oh my gosh, I just have to open it. The Cocoa Absolute in this lotion has an auric value that's through the roof, and it is so good for your skin. If you have dry hands in the cold that don't do well in the cold, now, it makes me laugh that I love this scent so much because I am not someone who wants to smell like food. Like, I have a daughter that wants to smell like vanilla cake all the time. Like, I don't want to smell like vanilla cake. I want to smell like food. I don't know, just me. Tell me, do you wear food smells? Do you not like food smells? This isn't like a Hershey bar chocolate cupcake smell. It's a grown-up, complex, layered Cocoa Absolute. It is not, when I put it on, I actually layer my scents that I wear. And this morning I put on a vanilla, and I layered this with it, and it just enhanced the depth of vanilla. Not a vanilla cupcake, but I actually infused vanilla beans in a body oil and put that on, and this just layered on top of it beautifully for kind of this, how do I even, words are failing me. it has this depth to it, not this sweet cake-like. It's more layered than that. It's much more complex than that. I love complex scents that you, as you lean into it, you get different layers that come from the scent. The Cocoa Absolute is so good for your skin. It is, I love to put it on my heels. I love to put it on my hands, on my cuticles. I love the scent. I love what it does to my skin. I love that the Cocoa Absolute actually balances out neurotransmitters. It's incredible when you get the real thing, not a fragrance oil, but when you get the real Cocoa Absolute that comes from the cocoa bean, it actually increases neurotransmitters when you smell it. The smell is just decadent. Short run of this. We don't have tons and tons. We just have a couple hundred. It will go live today. And it does make just a nice little gift, or just this, or just this. I know this year for Valentine's, I'm doing both. My dentist is amazing. He's incredible. And his entire staff is amazing. And I hope none of them are watching right now, because this is what I'm taking over to them, just to say thank you for being such an amazing dentist and having such an amazing office and working with me and some of the things that are important to me with my dental work and how it's done. And so I want to say thank you to them. They've made a difference in my life. So if you're like me and you love just, expressing gratitude, focusing on glimmers in your life, focusing on connection. Healthy women are connected women. You might enjoy these, but they're going to go fast. So a couple hundred is all we have. In the old days, a couple hundred lasted months. Now it doesn't. So please know, we're doing our best. We are a family-owned company. We're doing our best. We will not remake this. It won't come back in stock until next year. If you know you love it, stock up, because it won't come back until next year. We typically always do some little chocolate something for Valentine's Day because it's my favorite holiday. Lisa, do not like food smells, but you love the cocoa lotion. I am so not a food smell person, but I'm with you. Oh, love to smell, Linda says, love to smell like chocolate and vanilla. Okay, Linda, you will love this. Tracy, as soon as I'm done with the live and the things that have to happen after, this will go on the site. The picture might not be there, but it will say cocoa and cream hand and body lotion. The picture always takes us a little bit longer to get up, but it is going up today even without the picture, and it will go quickly. So continue checking the website, because once it's gone, it's gone. Once it's gone, it is gone. I think right now she is working on coconut for spring. And so she's already prepping for the next one to come out, and she will not do another run of this. So once it's gone, it's gone. It'll go fast, small run, but we did want to share with those people that love our cocoa and cream. I know I do. Tracy, you'll have to share what you think. I know I personally stocked up. I have 15 bottles. 15 bottles of this to get me through, because I go a little bit more than one a month when I have this. And it does come with a pump. I just didn't grab the pump when I grabbed it. Those are the ones that'll actually, the pictures will be taken of. Okay. Oh, Emily, lip balms are absolute favorites. I'm with you. This is a coconut one that was, oh no, this is a cocoa one. Okay, so see, this is one that we did, I think, 2 years ago that I still have on my purse. And this is the new one of labeling. So yeah, the cocoa I stock up, and it is my absolute, oh my gosh, my absolute favorite. I love them so much. But this year it's got a little bit different color on it and a little more brand. That's the pink of our brand. So a little bit more on spot with our brand. Oh, we have to talk about this. Can I take a bubble bath with magnesium soak? And the answer to that is no. Don't take a bubble bath with your magnesium soak. Magnesium is a dermal penetrator. So it magnifies the product and it pulls it down into your skin. And a bubble bath to get those bubbles, we don't want that magnified and pulled down into your skin. And so I personally would not ever, like, nada, not at all. But I can't, now I don't have them, but I can tell you the bath bombs are all boxed up and ready to go. So we do have bath bombs coming. I don't know if those will get put up today, but they're really close. There's a little bit more work to be done on the website end of those. It's taken us longer. But the bath bombs do have, that bath bomb fizz, and you get a little boost of cocoa from the cocoa butter, and you get the magnesium and some beautiful scent, but you don't want to add bubbles. Okay. I think we hit everything. It was delightful being with you today. Number one goal, post workout, making sure your muscles have enough magnesium to utilize that workout. When you have strong muscles, you breathe differently, you regulate your nervous system differently, and you reduce your magnesium burn rate. Meaning, when you soak in magnesium, your body's utilizing it more effectively. And that's my goal. So join me. It was delightful being with you. We've got some fun things happening. For those of you that are local in Cache Valley, Utah, raise your hand if you're local in Cache Valley, Utah. I have been, again, that last week in the hospital, sitting with someone that I love and just pondering and reflecting. I realized I got looking back at the people who impacted my life with the company. And one of those people was the Badger family of Lee's Marketplace. Like, you have to have a little SKU, on everything. I didn't have those on any of my products. I didn't know what that was. I didn't even know how to get them, register them. They were so helpful to me. And they could have just Kristen, you don't know what you're doing. But they didn't. They took some time. They saw this small family business and they wanted to support me. And they did. And one of the reasons I have the growth that I've had in my company is because of Lee's Marketplace and the Badger family and the incredible gratitude I have for them. And so we're going to be doing a giveaway from Lee's Marketplace for a year's worth of magnesium. We'll do one to a local and we'll do one to someone who's online. And it was going to happen Friday, but I had a little curve in my week. That'll be happening this week. And another one is I've talked a little bit about my love of thrifting and repurposing and being a good steward of what my consumption. And I love thrifting. I love finding something and reusing it. My jewelry, my clothing, many pieces that I wear are thrifted. And I see so many people creating a side hustle through thrifting, which I love. I think is fantastic. They're out there hustling. I'll see families and they're working together and reselling the things that they thrift. And I just think it's brilliant. And I know starting a company in my home with my kids taught them so much, just about life and communication and all of those things. And there is a new store opening in Cache Valley that I absolutely want to support. And there's a couple things I'd like to do. I'll be asking them if it's okay if I do it. But for those of you in Cache Valley, we are so lucky. We are getting an Uptown Cheapskate. So I would love to know if you're a thrifter, if you've ever, Jessica, Julie, we're getting an Uptown Cheapskate. Uptown Cheapskate is a little more curated than just thrifting. But the thing I love about Uptown Cheapskate is it's a little bit easier to find pieces. Like, for example, I was looking for I go in looking for a very specific thing, like healthy women or creative women, and I have a list that I create of what I'm looking for. And sometimes it takes weeks, months. I've even had things that, well, have been on my list for years that I still haven't found. Uptown Cheapskate, you can find the things a little more easily because it's more curated. So people take their clothes in to Uptown Cheapskate and they pay you. Now, there's other places that do it, but it's almost not even worth your time. And I just haven't had the greatest success. Every Uptown Cheapskate I have ever been to has been such a positive experience. And they're so passionate and they'll pay you. In fact, I'm going to go take some clothing in today, a couple of things that I'm not wearing, I'm not utilizing, and that I think are in really great shape and that someone else would just love to have in their closet. And so they'll pay me for that. And so Uptown Cheapskate, it's still thrifting. It's just a little bit more curated and you can find things a little bit more easily. And the Uptown Cheapskate of Logan is incredible. They are prepping their store right now. They open on the 20th of February, and I'm going to be there at the opening, and I'm going to, anyway, okay. I can't tell you what I'm doing because it's still in process, but I'm excited about it. If you love thrifting, if you're in Logan, please check out Uptown Cheapskate. If you're not in Logan, you might have an Uptown Cheapskate around you. I know as I've traveled different places, I have found them. I always stop by. I'm so excited and I realized looking back, I had so many people that supported me in my business, and I want to make sure that I'm doing that to other businesses, that I'm sharing and supporting, because that helped me to get to where I'm at now with my business. And so I do want to do that shout out to Uptown Cheapskate. If you're interested, a couple things that saved me while I was at the hospital was my little bags. I know I laughed about them earlier. I will be sharing on my Instagram stories. I will be sharing the bags that I used, how I packed them, and just the process that I have that kept my stress levels down. Like, I keep a go bag that I can grab. If you're interested in that, hop over to Instagram to livingthegoodlifenaturally.com. It'll only be in my stories, and I will save them so that you can watch them later in highlights, but I'll only put that up in my stories. If you're interested in that kind of thing, being prepared, having things packed and ready to go helps me not be as stressed. And I'm so grateful I had that bag ready to go when we hit the hospital last week, because I had the things that I needed. And I'm always fine tuning and tweaking them. There was a couple things I didn't have in my bag that I came home and have since added. So every time, something happens that I use that bag, it just helps me fine tune it. But I changed out the bag I use, and it's a game changer. So I will be doing that over on Instagram stories if you love stuff like that. And if you're a bag queen, if you're a bag queen, if you look in your purse and you've got, like, I don't know, maybe one, two, couple different bags, you might enjoy that post. It helps me. How does it relate to magnesium? Simple. When I've got systems, it helps me keep my stress levels down. When I keep my stress levels down, I hold on to my magnesium. And that's my goal, is to have a low magnesium burn rate so that when I do soak in magnesium, I'm using it efficiently. So I'll see you over on Instagram. Remember, this is going live today, very limited quantity. This is on right now. You can grab these right now. And this will be always product. Like, this one's not going away. We've already had even without even talking about it, the sales on this have been great. So we'll be able to have this all of the time. Oh, your order's arriving today. I am so glad. Can watch all the content. Just followed my IG. That's great. My personal one. So I've got the business one, Living the Good Life Naturally, and then also have a personal one that we just were under contract with a new home for us. It's like a 1907 home, so it's an old home, but new home for us. And kind of the process we'll be going through, that'll be over on my personal Instagram. So it kind of goes back and forth between those two, but I'd love to have you be a part of that and interact on those. The bags that I just got they just were game changer for me and how my brain works. And I thought, oh, it'd be interesting to go into like some brain function and setting things up for how your brain works. You do also receive when you get that order, but it goes to people's spam. Depending on how your filters are set up on your emails, you'll receive emails of how to use it. And a lot of people, because, I want my email protected, and because it's coming from a company, it'll put it in your spam folder. So please, over the next couple of days, if you're not getting those emails, please check your spam folder. If you're still not seeing those emails, reach out to info@livingthegoodlifenaturally.com, and they can help get that information sent to you, because it's an exciting time when you get that magnesium and setting it up so you're optimizing. Remember, do not soak in plastic. We soak in glass, either bowls if your feet are small enough, or Pyrex dishes. And that way your body's utilizing the uptake of the magnesium more efficiently. Beth, 3 more days of your 30 days, feeling great. Oh, I'm so glad. Kathy, have I ever heard of someone not being able to tolerate magnesium? I'm always open that will happen. At this point, everyone that I've interacted with that says they can't tolerate it, it's a very specific reason why that's easy to be course corrected. And so once they course correct it, then they can. Now, and then there's always, and this is where, remember, I'm not a doctor, not diagnosing. Those who are in late stage renal failure cannot utilize magnesium because your kidneys process magnesium. And if you don't have good kidney function, then you can't process the magnesium. And so absolutely there's medical, that medical reason that you can't. A lot of times people will say, oh, when I soak, this happens. And it's actually a nutrient deficiency. And so, yes, there are people who are in late end renal disease that cannot soak in magnesium, that it's just not appropriate for them with where their kidney function is. Okay, it's great. Oh, washing thrifted mag pans as we speak, Mary. That's great. That's great. I'm so excited, Mary. February 20th, Uptown Cheapskate in Logan. I'm going to be there. I remember when I used to do sales and things at my shop, and people would line up. And in fact, Shelly, who's our support specialist, she was almost always, I think, the first one in line. I am going to be that person at Uptown Cheapskate and be that first person in line because I'm so excited. And their space that they're creating is incredible. The pictures that I've seen on Instagram. And remember, healthy women are creative women. And that doesn't mean just sewing. It means creating space in their lives to soak in magnesium, creating space in their lives to put something new out in the world. And when you feel good, you show up in a bigger way. And I'm so excited to support Uptown Cheapskate because I'm going to be, my goal will be to be first in line because that store looks beautiful with some beautifully curated, thrifted pieces in it. Have the best day. Let's see, where's my, oh gosh. Oh, fatigue. Don't have kidney issues, have hypothyroidism. Kathy, typically this is the number one reason, and it's potassium, boosting up your potassium levels. I love um, not the yogurt. I do love coconut cult yogurt. It's, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Shelly will link to the coconut water that I love the most, that is just so rich in potassium. I'm just drawing a blank. And I can only think of coconut cult yogurt, which is my favorite yogurt for your gut. Harmless Harvest. Thank you, Shelly. Thank you. Harmless Harvest is my favorite source. And again, make sure potassium is appropriate for you. Some people on certain medications and certain disease cannot take a lot of potassium. I'm someone who can. And so drinking that potassium, magnesium will shine the light if you don't have enough potassium. And if it makes you tired, 99.9% of the time, if you can do potassium, you're healthy enough to take in potassium. Just boosting your potassium levels, that's gone. It's just gone. And then you've got a stronger voltage at your cellular level because you've got the magnesium, potassium, and salt. And that voltage is what helps us heal. And so magnesium will shine the light if you don't have enough potassium. Oh, Kathy. Okay, so potassium pills are hard for your body to access. And so is what I've found over the years, that taking whole food potassium and in liquid form helps you access that potassium more quickly, more efficiently, and more easily. And especially where you're on steroids. And so you're someone that really needs to evaluate your potassium levels, and we can't just rely on synthetic potassium. That's why I love Harmless Harvest. They have a new watermelon flavor that's out that is just watermelon juice added to it, and it's amazing. No added flavors, colors, anything of that. I've got a jam. I have a class coming up that in an hour. It was delightful being with you today, and I will see you Wednesday for our next magnesium time that we have together, you and I. Bye-bye.